Namandam, 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 namandam.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our May Shotsuki monthly memorial and Dharma family service. Just to let you know, today is a smokeless service, which is why we have the pebbles set up. If we don't do it all the time, but if you have chemical sensitivities, and you want to let us know that you are coming to a service, let us know and we can set it up for the smokeless kind of setting. So I'd like to begin by reading the May Shotsuki Names. Hideo Ajari, Eki Akahoshi, Tsune Akatani, Helen Aochi, Kenji Aochi, Fumiko Arimoto, Ada Baba, Hiroko Baba, Douglas Baruch Davis, Takeshi. Oh, no audio.
Anthony?
Sorry, give me a second.
Okay, that should work. Let's start again. I'd like to read the May Shotsuki names. Hideo Ajari, Eki Akahoshi, Tsune Akatani, Helen Aochi, Kenji Aochi, Fumiko Arimoto, Ada Baba, Hiroko Baba, Douglas Baruch Davis, Takeshi Endo, Kikuzo Endo, Roy Endo, Wesley Endo, Heisaku Fuji, Ikutaro Fuji, Kimino Fuji, Toshie Fuji, Tsue Fuji, Yuki Fuji, Kenzo Fujimori, Dorothy Fujimori, Dorothy Fujino, Frank Fujino, Elnora Sonoe Fukuya, Nui Furuta, Soemon Furuta, William Galeota Jr., Masumi Hamamoto, Rose Tomeko Hamasaki, Rokutaro Hanamoto, Kenji Harada, Kuno Hatakeyama, Yasu Hayashida, Daikichi Hazama, Tamotsu Hemmi, Kihachi Hirabayashi, Florence Nita Hiramoto, Terry Hiramoto, Nasuko Hirasawa, Kyushiro Hori, Minoru Horiuchi, Io Ide, Masami Isono, Yasu Isono, Hatsue Iwata, Yasu Kanagaki, Frank Mikio Kaneko, Ria Kaneko McIntosh, Setsuko Kaneko, Aisaku Kasai, Nobue Kawabata, Tamiko Kawabe, Marvin Kawamoto, Zennoku Keiunji, Matsue Kimura, Sei Kimura, Tsuna Kinoshita, Iwao Kishi, Kichinosuke Kobata, George Koizumi, Teruko Komure, Tamejiro Kono, Tsutai Makita, Yoshiyuki Maruyama, Sachiko Matsui, Koito Matsumoto, Kosuzu Matsumoto, Matsuno Matsumoto, Takinojo Matsumoto, Gitaro Matsutani, Hatsuko Matsutani, Jun Matsutani, Misao Matsutani, Ito Misaki, Yeiichi Mitani, Marian Miyamoto, Emiko Miyamura, Komume Mizusaki, Iso Mori, Jotaro Mori, Kinue Mori, Hiroshi Morimoto, Yoshi Morimoto, Minako Morita, Takeshi Nakagawa, Ruby Ruriko Nakano, I'll say it again, Ruby Ruriko Nakano, Mary Nakashima, Yoi Nakashima, Miyoko Nakatani, Tatsuno Nakaya, Baby Narasaki, Kimino Narasaki, Hideso Neishi, Yone Neishi, Ayako Nishiori, Tai Ochikubo, Infant Tatsuko Oka, Tetsuo Okai, Chie Okano, Hide Okano, Kikujiro Okano, Hikotaro Okano, Tsunetaro Okawachi, Kazue Ota, Masako Ota, Yasuo Otani, Donna Oto, Asano Otsuka, Rui Otsuka, Toyoshichi Otsuka, Taeko Robinson, Otojuro Sakai, James Sakamoto, Jin Sakumoto, Kishi Sasajima, Natsuyo Sasaki, Yoichi Sato, Robert Shigemoto, Shosuke Shintaku, Umeji Shintaku, Tadao Sumimoto, Mitsuko Tachiki, Mary Takagaki, Shizuo Takata, Masao Takeda, Yuriko Takesaka, Kumeo Tamori, Robert Tanaka, Yukino Tanaka, Nao Tani, Kazue Tanizawa, Reverend Koju Terada, Jinsuke Toji, Kumi Toriyama, Suma Tsuchida, Eimatsu Tsuchida, Daryl Tsujimoto, Kusuo Tsujimoto, Chikao Tsukamura, Eiko Tsukimura, Tokos... Okay, I'm going to start again from that one. Chikao Tsukimura, Eiko Tsukimura, Tokusuke Tsukimura, James Uchiyama, Tei Ugai, Brian Umeki, Hisano Umemoto, Sugae Umemoto, Sachie Uratsu, Mochichi Urushibata, Moto Urushibata, Sato Urushibata, Helen Ushijima, Jack Wang, Yoshio Yamabe, Harold Yamamoto, Michisuke Yamamoto, Naono Yamamoto, Yutaka Jim Yamamoto, Shotaro Yasuda, Hatsumi Yokomizo, Issei Yokomizo, Motohachi Yokomizo, George Yokoyama, Mariko Mali Yoneyama, Yoemon Yoshida, Yoshiko Yoshida, Jun Yoshioka, Sato Yoshioka, Ras Yoshisato. Okay, next we will have Sutra chanting, and today we will chant Sanbutsuge, which is on page 22 in the small book, page 79 in the large book. Namandab, 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 namandab. Nichigatsumani shuko enyo kaishitsu onpei yunyaku jumok nyorai yogen chosemunin shogaku daion koru jippo kaimon shojin sanmai chie itokumuryo shushoke Jim Tai Zennen Shobutsu Hokai Gujin Jin no Kugo Gai Tai Mumyo Yokunu Seson Yomu Nino しし人徳無量空君古代知恵人名公明意祖神道大仙願が差別在所法可動所持未不下脱不正上位概人精進如是三昧知恵以上五世特別不行志願一切空空一切大安決し有仏百千億万無量大小春行五者供養一切使徒諸仏不尿軍道見性不客頻尿五者諸仏世界不不可け無種節道光明師匠変師諸国如是精進異人難女両が差別極道第一五種奇妙道場超絶国如内音任務闘争ガト愛民到達一切実法来生心熱症状意図が国経楽安穏個別神妙是が心象発願の非力少所欲実法世尊知恵無下上領子孫知が信行計量心死食毒中画行精進忍辱不敬ナマンダ Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. Okay, next, let's have Gatha. Did everyone get the music? So get your sheets out. It's called With Gassho from the Heart. Inspired by Lady Takeko Kujo's poem Gassho from the Heart. Music sponsored by the BCA, Federation of Buddhist Women's Association, for the 2023 World Buddhist Women's Convention in Kyoto, Japan. Oh. Oh, it's composed by Donna Sasaki. Reverend Marvin Harada's sister, our bishop's sister. Okay. So I think Steve's going to play it through once, and then, so he's going to play it through once, we listen to it, and then we'll try singing it.
And we're doing this for the Bay District Women's Conference.
Right, we're doing a Bay District Buddhist Women's League conference in a couple of weeks, and we'll be singing it then too. So if you're going to that, memorize it. Yeah. Good luck. Let's see. Are we starting? This must be towards the end. Nope. Can we give a paper to him? Can you give him a copy of the book? Okay. Here we've come together. Some are near and some are far. In spite of all our differences, we reach for the same bright star. And on this human pathway, we may err a step or two, but always we'll remember to feel deep gratitude and hear and say the Nembutsu as we Gassho with hands placed together. Without a shred of doubt, we joyfully receive the truth. With a little heart, come Gassho Dokozonsa, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Oh, not doing that part. As we Gassho with hands placed together, without a shred of doubt, we joyfully receive the truth. Gassho with Shamoyo, Utaimasho, Namu Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. With Gassho from the heart, with Gassho from the heart, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, once more with feeling. Come on, people. No, just kidding. I had the music and it was hard, so. Okay, we'll work on that one. Let's see. Okay, I'd like to deliver the Dharma message now. I'd like to begin with a passage from Sanbutsuge, which we recited today, but I'll recite in English, so please join me in Gassho. I resolve that when I become a Buddha, I will fulfill my vow in every possible way, and to all beings who live in fear, I will give great peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Okay, so today I'd like to talk a little bit about the three poisons, which is kind of a basic Buddhist concept. We'll be going into more detail at our study class next Saturday, and so I don't want to go into too much detail today, but I thought that I would present them. The three poisons. Now, usually we think, it sounds like the three refuges, or right, the three treasures, but this is kind of the opposite direction, the three poisons. Greed, anger, and ignorance. Okay, greed, anger, and ignorance. Buddha recognizes these three poisons as what keeps us in samsara, what keeps us suffering. And I'm sure we can look around and find them here and there in our lives, in the world around us. I think maybe more importantly for Shin Buddhism is to find them in myself. And so greed, I was thinking, I have to say a fairly nice collection of musical instruments. I've been playing for like over 40 years, and so I've got some bass guitars. I listed them out the other night. I realized I need to have a list with serial numbers and everything, and then I looked at it, I was like, that many? I kind of surprised myself, and not just guitars, but amplifiers and effects and all this stuff. And I kind of partly feel I've got enough. I have everything I need. But that never lasts. And then I can't help but look at the internet and think, ooh, there's a nice one. That would be a nice addition to the collection. And so I certainly have greed and desire in my life. And so part of the process maybe for me is when I recognize, no, I have enough. Right? What I need to do is rather than acquire things, get new stuff, collect all this stuff, the newest this or the greatest that, use what I have. Right? Use what I have creatively, in the case of musical instruments, to be creative with it, and which means playing by myself, but also playing with other people. Greed can also be attachment. Okay, attachment is another kind of Buddhist expression, and rather than greed for material items, I think we can also see a kind of attachment to ideas, attachment to people, attachment to a whole variety of things. Right? And one thing is like if you get angry, something sets you off. If you keep thinking about it and you keep hanging on to that and can't let it go, not only is it anger, it's also attachment. Right? So we got two of the three functioning at that time. Anger is another one, and I think it's very easy to be angry or get angry. We can get angry for a variety of reasons. Sometimes we get angry because of the way we feel like we've been treated. Other times we get angry when we see other people being hurt. Right? And so I think we want to be able to kind of look at our anger, again, maybe not attached to it. These are poisons. They're harmful. Harmful to me and harmful to others. Right? So we have to be careful. Sometimes anger can feel justified, but I think when it's only anger, we want to be really careful from a Buddhist sense. Ignorance. Now there's one acronym which I'm sure you've heard. Instead of greed, anger, and ignorance, calling it greed, anger, and stupidity, so that it's spelled acronym GAS. Right? I don't like stupidity for this term, but GAS could also be gear acquisition syndrome, which is when you try to get more instruments and that kind of thing, but that's not what it is. Greed, anger, and stupidity. If you need to remember what are the three, you can use that. But my problem with using stupidity is it has nothing to do with intelligence. It's ignorance, but ignorance of what? Ignorance of Buddha's teachings. Ignorance of the way things really are as Buddha taught, not the way we think we see things. And so this kind of ignorance we can maybe try and overcome by learning about Buddhism, right? By studying the Dharma and also putting those teachings into practice in our own lives. So, one way to think about these is, okay, so we've identified greed as a poison, anger as a poison, ignorance as a poison. What do I do? And one way we can do it, one answer is that we should get rid of them. Anger cannot be stopped with more anger. Anger is only gotten rid of with the absence of anger, right? By getting rid of anger, letting go of anger. Desire too, right? To cut it off and get rid of this. That's really hard. Right? It's really difficult to jettison the three poisons, to cut them off at the root. I think some kinds of Buddhism encourage this. We may find practices to do that. But Jodo Shinshu is a little different. I think in Shinshu it's more important to be aware of the three poisons in my life. To try and become aware, whoa, why am I so fixated on this thing, whatever it is, instrument or new iPhone or whatever, right? Why am I so fixated? I didn't even realize it. I think when we realize that, some of the desire kind of evaporates. Similarly with anger, it can be really hard to let go of. I've had a couple experiences this past week where I got really, really angry, and I was able to kind of let go at the time, but every now and again I wake up or I'm driving and I'm thinking about it. And I realize, sometimes I kind of wake up and realize, oh, wait, I'm thinking about this. Why? Let it go. Thinking about it, clinging to it, getting stuck in it isn't helping me at all, so just let that go. But another response, I think, is more like compassion. right? Rather than it being just getting rid of these feelings, that we can try or at least bring to mind that the ideal of Buddhism, the opposite of the three poisons maybe, is wisdom and compassion. Right? So rather than indulge in ignorance and anger and greed, we can try and understand the way things really are better, which is not becoming enlightened. Maybe that's off the table, at least in this lifetime, but at least I can try and look at things from a different perspective, and rather than only from my own perspective, that's not the way things really are. That's how I see it. And how I see it may not be accurate at all. And so trying to cultivate maybe a little bit of wisdom, compassion also, right? That it's not just about me, that we can try and also help others. So, just kind of reflecting on this now, I don't know if you've noticed, but Oakland has been in the news lately, and maybe not for reasons you'd expect, but I guess one of the rich, maybe the richest person in the world, I guess, is around. I haven't seen him. I don't think he shops at Target or anything like that. But Elon Musk is in town, apparently, or has been. Sam Altman, right, the head of OpenAI. They're here. Elon Musk is suing Sam Altman, who's the head of OpenAI, who does ChatGPT. So there's a totally artificial intelligence related, right, AI related. So really kind of interesting to think, wow, there's like this big power play happening in our town, in the town, right? That they're having this fight over AI. It's crazy. That and there's it's not just AI. There's a new one I learned. So I'm learning as much as I can in a very slow kind of piecemeal fashion, but it's not just AI. There's also AGI. Artificial general intelligence, which goes beyond just the kind of limited artificial intelligence, and AGI is trying to do anything that humans can do, right? And that it can utilize a whole bunch of areas, right, in order, and so one thing I took off the internet, and I think I usually, when I do a Google search, I ignore the AI answer. I try to do my own, but for this time I thought, no, I'm going to use the AI answer for this one, just to be kind of ironic. AGI matches or surpasses human capabilities across virtually all cognitive tasks. Whoa, scary or cool, or depends, I think, who you ask, right? But yeah, matches or surpasses human capabilities across virtually all cognitive tasks. Now remember, that's the AI talking. Right, so maybe it's kind of boosting itself up. Maybe it doesn't really do that. I would have to look into that more. But just AI, and the reason I feel okay talking about it is because it's totally in the news, because it totally impacts all of us. Right, and AI just taking over so many jobs in the tech field that before now it seemed like that's the kind of job you want to get. Now it's a race to get a job so that you can be on top, because those jobs aren't going to be there anymore because AI can do it. Right? So it looks like our economy is just flipping around constantly, right? And so I think it's something that's worth kind of keeping an eye on at the very least. You don't have to be obsessed. And where it comes in is this lawsuit is interesting. Isn't it kind of about like philanthropy? Isn't it kind of about the good of humankind? Right? And that Elon Musk is suing Sam Altman because he says this was supposed to be a nonprofit for the good of humankind and you're using it for your own gain. And look at who's saying that, right? It's the richest man in the world, right? So just really, really interesting how philanthropy is part of this. And so I also looked up online and it says the OpenAI Foundation is a nonprofit organization dedicated to ensuring artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. Right? So that's the game that's being played, right? Is that this is for the benefit of all, and it's a nonprofit, right? And yet something just doesn't seem right. Right? There's something funny going on. There's a film called Apocalyptimist, or something like that I really want to watch. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I should have watched it for this one, but that I think for some people, they feel like AI really is for the benefit of humanity. But in other ways, we can look at it, and you hear these people saying, but there's also a 30% to 50% chance we'll destroy all of humanity. And okay, is that good odds? So we really need to keep an eye on things. I hope it is philanthropy, and I hope it is for the sake of all people, because it just doesn't seem like it. But I wanted to share an interesting passage from the larger Sutra of Immeasurable Life. So we chanted Sanbutsuge today. That is the story of a king who becomes a bodhisattva who wants to become a Buddha. And the king becomes a bodhisattva named Dharmakara Bodhisattva, treasure storehouse of the Dharma Bodhisattva. And he makes these vows to establish a pure land and to establish his own Buddhahood and to establish what will happen for everyone. And then does practices for eons and eons, so it's kind of a mythical story, mythological story. And then comes Amida Buddha. So it's the story of Amida Buddha. And the Sanbutsuge is his expression of saying, I want to become a Buddha, not just for myself, but for all beings. Because that's what Buddhahood is. It's not just one's own benefit, it's for the benefit of others as well. But there's an interesting passage towards the end of the text called the Five Evils. And I'd like to share it, and hopefully Elon Musk and Sam Altman are watching the stream, or they'll watch the recording later. And this is what the larger sutra has to say. Even if these people are wealthy, they are stingy and not willing to give anything to others. Attached to their wealth and extremely greedy, they worry and suffer over it. Living in this way, when their lives come to an end, they find that they have nothing on which to rely. Each comes alone and goes alone, and there is nothing they can take with them. Good or evil, fortune or misfortune follows them wherever they may go. Some abide in delightful realms, while others enter those of suffering and torment. Later, even if they feel regret, there is nothing they can do. So this is a really interesting section of the larger sutra. Shinran never quotes it. It's very much about our world. It talks about kings, it talks about families, it talks about all these different things and how people stray from good. And that line, though, when it says, everyone comes alone and goes alone. I've heard that this is often used in Dharma talks, like in Japan. So even though Shinran didn't quote it, it comes up. And it's interesting. I think especially this idea that there's nothing you can take with you at the end. I don't get to take all my instruments, right? When I die, someone else has to deal with it. Hopefully they'll make money off it, but who knows, right? And so this idea that we come into the world alone and go out alone. I don't think that's totally true. I think for people who are fortunate to have loving parents, right, that you may come in alone, but you're not alone when you get here. And actually you weren't alone in that 9 months, right? And that actually there was a lot of love and care that brought you into this world, and that if we're fortunate that we have family around us, friends, community, right? Not everyone has that. Not everyone is fortunate enough to have that. But, this is more of a cautionary tale, I think, for people who have a lot and don't want to share, right? And just feel like the whole point is get what I can take. Accumulate as much as I can. Whoever dies with the most toys wins, whatever. We have expressions of, in our culture. Here's an expression against that idea. Everyone comes alone and goes alone, and there's nothing you can take with you. And so, we live in a society that's built on accumulation, right? Getting as much as you can. That's one of the values, I think, of American society and capitalism. This idea of philanthropy, right? Trying to share and to help others. I heard this morning, there's a view that, philanthropy is really just kind of a tax write-off. And, is it really to help others, or is it a way to actually get more? Right? And so I think that in Buddhism, I would hope a philanthropist would look at themselves, right? Look at their own motivations, look at what they're doing and how they're treating other people and how they're affecting the world, right? And that that would have an impact on their actions. The other thing, though, it's really easy to point the finger at others, and I can point the finger at our two people who are in this lawsuit here in Oakland and make all kinds of judgments about them, but ultimately I really need to look at myself, right? And that for each of us to be able to look within, see that maybe something where I thought I was being nice or I thought I was helping was that really for them or was that me? Right? Was that really more for me than for them? We'll find there's a balance. Nobody's perfect, right? And if I find that in our system, it's okay. If I find that I was selfish, it's okay. Namo Amida Butsu. Amida Buddha accepts me as I am. But if I can awaken to that grasp of the Buddha, awaken to Amida Buddha's compassion that grasps never to abandon, then maybe that selfishness changes. Right? Maybe I'm able to see myself in a new way. Maybe something can be awakened in me where I'm less selfish, less tied, addicted to the three poisons, and able to open out more and help others. Last time I talked a little bit about N as well, the connections, right? Connections, relationships. That's so much of what Buddhism is about as well. Right? And so for today's Shotsuki monthly memorial service, thinking about the names, it's a long list. We were looking in the office at another temple's newsletter, and their list was short. It was like, 3 columns, but there were only like 15 names in each column. Ours is like 100 and something, and it was hard reading it. I apologize for the errors that I made. That's the nice thing about pre-recording those, was that I could go back and edit. Right? I couldn't edit today, or I had to go back and correct my errors. But I do really appreciate being able to read through the list of names. And I know for you, if you're here for Shotsuki family, when you heard the name being read, all kinds of thoughts, all kinds of feelings. Right? Even for me, who only knew some of those people for a brief time, thoughts come out. Right? Even when I don't necessarily know the person whose name is on there, I know the kids, I know the grandkids, right? I know the family, so still a connection, even for me, not related to anyone on the list, right? And yet there's a connection. So for you who's here for Shotsuki, how much more this connection that you have, how much more you can feel the impact of their lives on you. And that we can see that actually maybe we don't come and go alone, right? That actually we're here not alone. We're here because of others. We can only live because of the love and compassion of others. Right? And so today's Shotsuki service is this wonderful opportunity to gather together with your family, gather together with Sangha, and think about them, honor them, remember them on this special occasion. So let's conclude the Dharma talk with Gassho. I'd like to read the passage from the Sanbutsuge again. I'm not going to read the 5 evils passage again. That's too. Let's end on a high note, thinking about Buddha's compassion and how Buddha's compassion is for everyone. So Gassho, please. I resolve that when I become a Buddha, I will fulfill my vow in every possible way, and to all beings who live in fear, I will give great peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Any announcements?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Nice to have everyone here today. My name is Robert. Welcome to the Buddhist Church of Oakland. I'd like to take this time to thank Reverend Bridge for officiating today's adult Dharma service and Shotsuki monthly memorial service. Steve Jadasaki for playing the organ. Our host number 5 group, who's downstairs taking care of hospitality for those of us here at the church. Excuse me, and our Zoom crew taking care of the Zoom and YouTube broadcast today. As Sensei mentioned, we're going to be having a study class next Saturday, or this coming Saturday, the 9th, at 1 p.m. on the 3 poisons, greed, anger, and ignorance. So for those of you who are interested, have questions about that, please don't hesitate to come, 1 o'clock next Saturday afternoon. A week from today, Sunday, not only is it Mother's Day, but we'll have our Dharma family service and a Dharma chat, which is a 45-minute session informal session after service next Sunday. The following weekend is going to be kind of busy. The Buddhist Women's Association, as Sensei mentioned, excuse me, will be having their Bay District Buddhist Women's Association League conference here all day on Saturday, May 16th.
Robert,
And
let Patty talk.
oh, good. Okay, sorry. And then the following day will be our Gotanya service with Reverend Marvin Harada as the guest speaker. So if you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to ask. And then after that is Memorial Day. So we're going to jump through the month of May very quickly here. So anyway, those are all the announcements I have. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to consult the website, consult the Bushin newsletter, or ask any of us downstairs. Okay? Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to repeat again, okay? The Bay District Buddhist Women's League will be having their 52nd conference here at Oakland on Saturday, May 16th. OBWA will be the host, and the guest speaker will be Bishop Marvin Harada. And we're having 2 workshops with Karen Owak and Norma Hoshide. Registration is $50, and if you would like to attend, please see any OBWA member, maybe Jun Masayama or Kathy Terusaki, to register. Okay, thank you. Did I get it all?
Great. Thank you. Also, the kieshiki we're having for the receiving a Buddhist name, we've received a bunch, but there's still time. We extended the deadline till the end of today. So if you're interested in receiving the Buddhist name, please email. I mean, we'll get the email probably tomorrow morning, which is fine, but we do need to send you the forms. So get in touch with us soon. This isn't for all of you, this is for people online. I'd like to invite everyone to come to temple at least once before the bazaar. You're all here, so you're off the hook. And it's not, I don't want to guilt anyone to anything, but I just want to encourage people to come to temple. You can try and come. We've got a lot going on this month with the study class and Gotane and Memorial Day weekend. I'll be out at the cemetery. Cemetery is doing the service. But I would like to encourage people to come to church. I feel like it's a little different than it used to be, and we have a nice time, and it's good people hanging out, and so we want to continue that and even grow it. Let's conclude with Gatha Ondokusan II, which is on page 220 in the big book. It's also on page 76 in the small book. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandam Namandam. Okay, thank you. This will conclude our May Shotsuki and Dharma family service. You can come up and do pebble offering today. Again, it's the no incense service, so you can just take a pebble from the smaller and put it into the larger. Okay, thank you very much. Nam.